Dr. Jasmine Craner from Active Edge Chiropractic and Functional Medicine. We are going to talk today about thoracic spine mobility. So your thoracic spine is basically from the bottom of your neck to the bottom of your ribs. And a good majority of shoulder injuries are predisposed by thoracic immobility. So we're going to go through some things to help prevent those shoulder injuries and help keep you moving and not feeling so tight by the end of your day. All right, so the first one is a foam roller extension. You need a foam roller. It can be a little mini foam roller, or it can be a nice big long foam roller, as long as it will go the width of your back, basically. So you're gonna lay down on that foam roller. You want the foam roller to be anywhere in that thoracic region to begin with. Get my sweater out of the way here. Rest your head into your hands so that you're not having to strain those neck muscles. You're gonna put your heels, your tush on the ground, and your T-spine on that foam roller. Then you're gonna lift up, and you're just gonna roll. And you're gonna start by just trying to find where it feels, any spots that feel tender. And any spot that feels tender is a good indicator that that's a spot that needs to be worked. So when you find that spot, you're gonna pause, put that butt back down on the ground, let your head rest into your hands, and you're just gonna drop back right around that foam roller. So you want the foam roller to be the fulcrum for your extension, not somewhere down in your lower back. So if you feel that foam roller moving underneath you, it means that you're doing your extension somewhere else. Good, that looks really nice. So I'm gonna just give them a little bit of push right around there. Good, you feel that intensify? Perfect. Good. So you can do little pulses here, you can just hold it back. Why don't you guys all try to come up a little bit and then go back again. Good, if you have a buddy, you can have them bring your elbows together and just push straight down towards the ground. Or you can have them give a little push on your ribs at the same time. That'll help stretch out those ligaments in the spine to allow you to come back into better extension and to be able to stand up better. All right, anytime you add range of motion, you temporarily lose motor control. So we want to make sure we follow that up with some activation of those muscles. So I'm going to have you guys pick your foam rollers off to the side, and you're going to lay on your stomachs. Good, so in this exercise, we're going to work those little extensors on either side of the spine. So those big ropey looking muscles that you see in the muscle man and you feel on either side of your spine. Each vertebra has a little set of muscles that goes between it and the one above it and the one below it. In order for those to be working correctly, we need to make sure that you're paying attention to each of those levels. So as you're laying here, you're going to think of your spine as a string of pearls, and you're going to lift your head first, and then one vertebra at a time is coming off of the mat. And you want to make sure that nothing below the level that you're working at is engaging until you get to it. So it should just be the top of your head that's working, and then a little bit lower on your neck, 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 until you get to the top of those shoulders, right? And then it's the top of your back that's working, and one little vertebra at a time. So I will show on Heather here, because she's the closest to the camera. Good, so go ahead and lift your head first. And then this little segment should be working here, 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 here. Basically, each little level of her spine should work a little bit, and the area above it should continue working. So extension happens a little bit at each level as opposed to just creasing somewhere along the way. A lot of times when people try to do extension exercises, it ends up just being hyperextended in one area, right? So you'll see all of somebody's extension happening right in their lower back, and they talk about how it hurts to do squats, for example, because a lot of times they end up just extending through here as opposed to utilizing those extensors through the whole back to stay nice and strong. Go ahead and try that, guys. Do you feel that, Heather? Mm-hmm. Does that feel different than just tipping back, or? Yeah. Yes. Good. So you are working down here. Can you feel that? Mm-hmm. Lower back down for me. You're going to keep this nice and relaxed, and I want you to start right up here. So just a little tip comes up with your head. Yep. And you're already down here. Relax again. Good. Just one little bit at a time. Here, here, here. Good. Keep that lower back nice nice and relax your back. Here, here. Now as you get into that T-spine, you might have a tendency to want to go down into that lower back. One cue that is sometimes helpful for that is to, instead of thinking about lifting your back up off of the ground, to think about a string pulling from your chest forward, almost pulling you like forward and up, right? So someone's trying to pull you away from your back. So you're getting a little bit of length in that spine in addition to extension. Good. Feel a little different when you do it that way? Perfect. Lower all the way down. Relax this to start with. There you go. Now you can start it down here. It's all down here. You feel it? Try again. Open that chest a little bit more. Another thing that might be helpful for you is to think about, let's see how I can do this. Think about there being a knee in your back, okay? So you're opening right around that knee as you come up. Does that make sense? Good. Let me check your steering. Good. Good. You're starting to come down here, but you're doing a good job of going gradually. There you go. That's better. Good. Good. Yes. Feel the difference? Beautiful. All right. And the last one is a rotational exercise. So your spine should extend a little bit at each level, and it should also rotate or turn a little bit at each level. And really does a combination of those things throughout the day. So rotation is just as commonly restricted as extension is, and it's not uncommon for you to be more restricted in one direction than the other. So we're going to go ahead and train both of those. I want to make sure that you guys are aware that it may be a whole lot easier to do it one direction than the other direction. Totally common, but let's work through that, okay? So you're going to sit on your feet. If you cannot sit on your heels like this, you can do this exercise in a chair, and I'll show that modification here in a second. But as long as you can sit on your heels like this, this is the best way to do it. You want to make sure that that tush is planted, because if not, it's a whole lot easier for you to cheat. So, sitting on the heels, you're going to take one elbow and cross it to the opposite knee and tip forward here. Good, so that arm is actually going to go on the ground right in front of your opposite knee. The other hand is going to go in your back pocket. Not actually in your back pocket, but you're just kind of reaching across there like you would be reaching into your opposite back pocket. And then, lengthen from head to tail. So you're trying to straighten out that spine, almost like you're trying to make a pole, right? And that pole becomes an axis, so you're going to rotate right around it. So as far back as your front shoulder comes, your back shoulder should come forward. So you're rotating right around that axis of your spine. Common things that I see are that people try to twist to feel like they're opening more, but again, you want to stay nice and long and rotate. Good. So you can open and then close back down. And again, open. Good. Starting with the top of your head, turning the head first, and then rotating one vertebra at a time. If you have a buddy, they can give a little push in your ribs and pull on your shoulder. Good. Make sure that head is not diving forward. That's another common thing I will see. And your buddy will almost always be able to get you just a little bit further. So when you've got a buddy, once they rotate you there, try to hold that. You'll find that strength in the core and then along the spine on either side. And you should feel pretty consistent working on either side of the spine. And the whole length of the spine. Not just in one area or the other. Great, go ahead and try the other side, you guys. And then I'll show that modification. So to do it seated, you're just going to have a seat. Simple enough. Feet should be planted so that you've got a good grounding there. And you do the same thing. Cross the elbow over to the opposite knee, hand in the back pocket, lengthen the spine, and twist to open. Stay tuned. Sometime in the future we'll give you a video where you can utilize a band as your buddy if you don't have a buddy. But in the meantime, grab a friend, and you'll both benefit from some better thoracic extension and mobility. Thanks.